any advice that I would give to sister missionaries is, first of all, don't, be health conscious, but don't worry about your weight. Don't worry about it. You're not going on a mission to be a supermodel. Go on a mission to serve the Lord. And I did. I gained about 15 pounds on my mission. I feel like that was, I don't know if that was average, but all the sisters in my mission, I feel like we did gain about 10 to 15 pounds. And first of all, it's because the food is phenomenal. And second, I just feel like Heavenly Father is so protective of his daughters. He's just really protective of us. And at least for people that I've talked to, I feel like that was, could be a measurement of safety, maybe not being just being different. I don't want to say that becoming less attractive or anything, but I really feel like it was a good thing. So I don't regret it. And I don't regret anything I ate there either. So, I'm happy, right? I'm happy. So anyway, but talking about that, in the morning, you're going to be exercising every morning for 30 minutes. You can exercise in your apartment. Some people will bring, workout routines. If you have a companion that likes to run, or you can find a circle, you can run, and that's just fine. So don't worry about that too much, because when you're focused on the work, everything's going to work out. So if you're worried about, being weight conscious, I would just say, just pray to Heavenly Father right now. He knows it's important to you, but he knows that what he's doing is more important in your life than your physical appearance. And down there, you don't need to be flashy, and you don't want to be flashy. Depending on where, rural or city, like if you're in a city, you do want to look nice because these are people that have professional lives. But you do not want to call attention to yourself. So, earrings like this, don't take them. You're not going to use them. Just think conservative. A necklace like this, never, ever. I came back and was like, wow, look at all this jewelry. But just keep it, little pendants or something like that. When you look at the people, they're very simple. A lot of them don't have a lot of money. A lot of them shop at what they call ferias, which is kind of like a farmer's market, but with clothes. So the DIs or Goodwills that we have will send all of these clothes down there. I've shopped in the ferias and I've seen clothes with DI tags on them. So I know they come from DI. So you just got to think that they sell these clothes so cheaply that you don't want to bring attention to yourself. I work in the MTC, and so I see a lot of sisters and what they're taking, and they have super cute things, but they're super cute for here, and maybe would be a little ostentatious down there, as to where you just, skirts, definitely skirts below the knee. If the skirt hits the knee, it's too short, just because you're going to be sitting all the time and sometimes in low benches. So your legs, when your bum is lower than your knees, your legs come up and you will be able to, you don't want it to see anything. You want to keep everything private. So all of my skirts went below, and it was actually more comfortable. Don't take any kind of pencil skirt, because you're going to be walking all day, every day. For 10 to 12 hours, you're going to be walking. So don't take pencil skirts because you're walking fast. So I would say A-line skirts is they're the only way to go. Only way to go. Also, don't take skirts. It's a fine line. Take skirts that are below the knee when you cross your legs, but don't take skirts that are too long, just because they'll get really dirty. Dogs will nip at them if they wave too much, you know what I mean? Or if they flutter. So the thing I tell missionaries, if I could do my shopping all over again, I totally would. Because the skirts that I ended up wearing I honestly got at DI. And they were awesome. I look back at my pictures and I was like, oh, I wore these every day. I wore and you know what? I brought so many clothes, but I left them all there. So I would say shop, to keep in mind that if you're shopping, you're probably going to end up leaving it all there. Just because after a year and a half, you are so sick of these clothes, number one. They're worn out, number two. And you come to love the people so much that they just want a part of you. So, and they don't have a lot of times church clothes. So you probably will end up giving your clothes away to investigators that don't have skirts, or to people that don't have necklaces. So if anyone ever told me on my mission, oh, I really like that skirt, I really like your necklace, I would write it down. And then at the end of my mission, I remember that little piece of paper and I sent it all out to those people. And a lot of times at the end of your mission, you can give the clothes to your mission president's wife. Well, my mission president's wife was in charge of this, and she would give it to the missionaries who were going out that couldn't necessarily afford all these new clothes. So I went to DI and got a couple skirts. Then I had a really nice, just a plain black skirt, a gray skirt, a tan skirt, and then patterned skirts. So just wear clothes that are versatile. Like the shirts, I wore t-shirts, not t-shirts obviously, but like t-shirt length. I seriously went to JCPenney and got the same shirt in maybe 6 different colors. And it was awesome. I mean, I don't know what you want to do, but I would have, a couple nice outfits for zone conferences, interviews with your president, special occasions. But other than that, in Salta, it is very cold or it's super hot. So kind of like Utah, we have the 4 seasons here. When our fall and spring happen, it's kind of the same weather. It's just beautiful. It can be beautiful for a couple months. But then once you change into their winter, like it doesn't snow down there very often, but it gets cold. And I was looking back through pictures, and I brought, those tight, like those spandex exercise pants, and I would wear those under skirts because it got really cold, or bring a sweatshirt for the nighttime. There's no carpet down there. It's all tile. So if it's really cold, it just feels even colder. It feels like you're in a freezer. But if it's really hot, everything heats up and it's like you're in a heater. So just bring things that you can, I brought a lot of sweaters. So if I was hot, I could take a sweater off or put it back on. And this honestly was probably the best. So just things that are versatile, things that are very, simple, so that people don't look at you and say, oh, you're an American. You don't want to stick out because of that. So I would say just simple clothes, something that's comfortable, something that you can move around in. Also, I would there are certain toiletries that I would plan on bringing for a year and a half. Just pack a year and a half's worth, and it's worth the space in your suitcase. Because down there, you're probably not going to find what you want. And another thing, I brought a year and a half supply of toothbrushes and razors. You can get toothbrushes, you can get toothpaste, you can get deodorant. They're not things that I would necessarily say that were brands that we're used to, but you can get those. If you have something that's super important to you, bring that, because finding a nice one down there is maybe going to be a little hard. Something that I didn't realize until like maybe halfway through my mission as well down there is that really the price is the quality of the product. So here you can go to Walmart and you can get like a name brand, or you can get, say, an Equate brand. And I mean, there's maybe a difference, but is the difference that big? Probably not, But down there it is. So the more expensive, the more quality. So just kind of keep that in mind, that the things that you like might be more expensive and you might not have the budget for it. So I would say shoes too, just bite the bullet. They're going to be ugly. And at the end of your mission, you're not going to want to throw them away. Like I'm vain when it comes to shoes. And so when I bought my missionary shoes, I was so upset. I just thought they were terrible, thought they were so ugly, and that I was never going to wear them because they weren't sparkly, they weren't high heels. But now I still have them. I still have the one pair. The others just got so terrible and holes in them that I had to throw them away. But my one true and faithful pair, I will never throw away, just because they're your mission. You walked thousands of miles in those shoes. So, but shoes, I would say, if you go into like a shoe store, like a Forever 21 or a Payless, and the flats that you would buy there, do not buy those. Do not buy those. When I'm talking flats, you're going to want something comfortable, maybe with like a Mary Jane strap so it doesn't fall off your foot really easily. But the thing that you want to look for is something with a thicker sole. So a lot of people ask me, well, does that mean like the Danskin clogs? I didn't take Danskin clogs, but I took something similar to that was like molded to my foot a little bit better. So like we were saying, don't get shoes like this. I'm so sorry. This is my shoe with a thin sole. This is going to wear out in maybe a month, less than that. So you have to keep in mind that you're walking all the time. You're just walking on pavement. Well, first of all, but chances are you'll be walking on dirt roads. They're just filled with rocks, pebbles, big rocks. It's not comfortable to walk on. So the thinner the sole, number one, the faster it's going to wear out. And number two, the less comfortable you'll be. So I had I brought 4 pairs of shoes. Oh my gosh, I brought 5. You do not need 5. You don't need 5 like me. That was just excessive. Okay. So I brought ones that were kind of like, they're not the Danskin shoes, but they have the higher sole and they were form-fitting to my feet. So I brought those. I brought another version of those that were just entirely plastic that I wore in the rainy season, which were really nice. I don't know what you think about boots. I didn't take boots. I don't know what the mission president would suggest on boots, but I was fine with they're basically essentially plastic boots, just plastic shoes, and they were fine. Then I took a pair of flats and then 2 of the same shoe that was different colors. But one of the shoes I kept as my nice shoes. Like I would only wear them to church, or I would only wear them to zone conferences or interviews with president, because those are times you want to look nicer. So towards the end of my mission, I gave 1 pair of shoes to a companion that needed them. Then the other ones had holes in them and they had a thicker sole. It happens. The other ones, the sole completely ripped off. And so I was down to the 2 pairs of shoes. My nice Sunday shoes, which had been nice my entire mission until my last 2 transfers when I had to start wearing them every day. And then the higher soled shoes. So I'd say bite the bullet, buy quality. I would say maybe 3 pairs of shoes. I feel like you could do it with 3 pairs of shoes, like a higher soled shoe, another one, and then like a shoe that you're going to keep nice until necessary, maybe until you just have to use it, until you just need it. So just bite the bullet on that. You can bring Dr. Scholl's if you want. I brought a pair. I think I had my mom send me another pair. Something so important, it just came to my mind. Okay, so when you wear flats, they make those little sockies, the ones that just cover your toes and your heels. That's what you wear with everyday flats, so that's what you're going to wear on the mission. Bring a lot of those because they're just going to get holes in them, just galore. So bring plenty so that you're not walking around like I was with holes in your socks for months at a time. Sorry, Mom, embarrassing, like dirty laundries on this film now, but bring plenty of those. And yeah, bring plenty of those. Don't bring hangers because that just takes up space. Okay, now I don't want anyone from the church to get mad at me with this, but in my blue book, at least when you get your call, it says bring 2 sets of flat sheets. So basically 4 flat sheets. Do not do that. Maybe in my mission, maybe it's like there's a reason in other missions, but you have beds, you have mattresses. Like I had 4 flat sheets and a mattress. So what I did was I had to tie a corner or a knot in each of the corners of my mattress and stick it under the mattress so that it would stay on my bed. So bring a fitted sheet and a normal sheet, two sets of those. So I don't know why they say flat sheet. It's weird. But yeah.